did
We
it.
did. We made it out the group chat.
We made it out the group chat. Welcome to The Truth in My Opinion.
Yes.
I am Joy.
And I'm Daisha.
And here we go. Episode 1, guys.
Yes. And it's back to school time. Like
yes.
This show will be.
Yes. Happy first day of school.
Yes. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy.
Wait.
Now.
Do we say happy first day of school? I don't know. Happy first day of school.
I think so because at this time, the teachers are eager to come back and see the kids. Like, this is probably the only time of the year when people are like, yay, it's the first day of school.
Yeah, but then there's no tired, like, first
Teachers,
day of school
right.
tired. So,
You're right,
yeah.
but it's good tired.
Yes, hope you had a good first day. So
Yes.
let's say that.
Happy good first day.
Yes.
That's right. So I've been thinking a lot about South Carolina. I'm wondering how
I know.
how their first day back is.
Yeah, shout out to South Carolina.
Yeah, shout out to y'all because we heard that there's a new law that was passed.
Yes.
Want to hear from Eddie B?
Yes, Eddie B, one of our favorite teacher comedians.
Yes. So let's look. He made a reel about it. So we're gonna watch that. Let's hear what he has to say.
Parents across South Carolina could soon get a
wake-up call, thinking their kids ain't devilish.
more honest
They ain't even honest.
assessment and look at how their children are really performing in the classroom.
All they need to do is just be more involved. Could have been did that.
A new law eliminates grade floors,
Oh,
grading practice that critics say inflates scores and masks academic struggles.
it don't tell the truth.
Grade floors are hiding the truth from parents.
They can't handle the truth.
Parents need to see the actual grades
That's what I've been saying. They rather believe a lie.
their student is earning.
Their student is flunking.
State is eliminating grade floors, impacting underperforming students.
Nowhere to run to, baby. Nowhere to hide.
Under grade floors, a student who earns a 30% can still get a 60% on their test or assignment.
I was growing up, if you made a 30, you got a 30.
I think this will be a help.
They gonna find something to complain about. Probably gonna say we bullying.
They're able to come up to the school, have conversations and conferences with the teachers
Some of these parents ain't never did that.
and with other educators in the building, get support for their child.
I believe it when I see it. Until then,
The bill also requires students to submit all assignments on time.
good luck with that.
We want a student to show that they are putting in the work, they're making the effort,
What you want and what you get is two different things.
because I'll do credit recovery and I'll just skate by.
Why wouldn't they? They've been doing the same thing and getting away with it for years. But I'm all for it.
Reporting at the State House, I'm Stephen Biddix.
Woo. Okay.
So not everybody's on board with this, right? Because I mean, it wouldn't be a policy if everybody agreed with that,
That's true.
right? So specifically, let's talk about what this law is. Why is everybody talking about it? So it prohibits districts from assigning a minimum grade on any assignment in all overall classes. So
Which is funny because we thought that was just a Georgia thing.
we did. We thought that actually for a long time, if you were just at one school, you thought it was just my school thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was even in May. Just in May.
Right,
We had
just-
some people thinking it was,
just in May.
they don't do that everywhere.
Right, everywhere. So let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. This is what we've been waiting for.
We have been waiting in there.
We have
since
been waiting
May.
since May.
Right.
Okay. So I hope some of my friends are watching.
Yes. All right. So at first glance, I think this sounds like a debate about grade floors, right? Because we both agree that if you get an F, first of all, a 30 and a 60 are both an F. I mean, it's
An F is an F. Is
Kid
an F.
failed. It's
Failed.
the end of story.
Yes. Punishment.
But I think that the debate really is about trust, because can the parents trust what they see is what South Carolina is saying. Like, can they trust that the grade that they have is the grade that they earned? Right.
Well, see, and that's where the issue to me becomes, because like we're in the classroom, we've had where you've had a student, somebody had the year before, and they get an F in your classroom, and what does the parent say?
They passed last year.
They had an A last year, they had a B last year.
Right.
So that's where it gets sticky to me, because I feel like it's inflated. Any way it goes. If they have an A, do I trust that it's an A? They have an F, do I trust this is an F? Like how do we get there?
I mean, I agree on that, because the thing is that the grade itself, there's too many pieces in it, right? So if I come late to class, I may get 10 points deducted from my test.
Or you don't put your name on your paper.
Right, or I don't put my name on my paper. That is not academic. That is based on a teacher's rule or what they feel about how the rules should go. So I could have gotten a 70 on that test, but now I got a 60 because I lost points.
Because you didn't put your name on the paper, or
Right.
I don't really like you the way you were acting
You
today.
were rude. Are you right? Or the other way around. I could be such a sweet girl and I showed up to
Yes.
class super early. I helped out. I got extra credit points. 5 points here for sweeping after class, or 10 points for attending open house. And now I went from an F to a C. So again, it doesn't really paint a good picture. So grade floors, yeah, they're not great. I mean, it doesn't tell a story, but do the grades tell a story at all? Anyway.
But do you remember when we had standard-based report cards?
Mm-hmm.
There were standard-based report cards. The standard was there, and either you met the standard or you didn't meet the standard, or you were progressing toward the standard.
Right.
And it took out a 70 or 69 or 60. And then we also have where in Georgia, I don't know about anywhere else, but in Georgia, we don't have D's. So some people have D's. So a 69 in Georgia is an F, a 69 in Alabama is a D. So what are we doing? What are we teach? What are we showing? What are we teaching? What's the purpose of grades? Is it just to wake parents up? Because I see a lot of comments saying, "Oh, well, I want the parents to see he got a 23." But I'm a parent. If my child brings home a 69 or a 23, I'm still taking the Game Boy or the PlayStation or the whatever the game
or
is.
I'm not. I mean, because I'm not. I mean, not saying as me as I'm not, but in general, if it's a parent, yes, either they're going to discipline for grades or they're not going to discipline for grades. It doesn't matter if it's a 20 or a 60.
Right.
But, so I want to go back to what you said, though, about the standards-based report cards.
Oh, yeah.
So when we did it, and I'm going to be honest, I was guilty of it myself. When they first rolled out the standards-based report cards, everybody went crazy.
Hated it, right?
Hated it.
Well, I hated it because it was this long.
It was forever. And then because we have too many standards, right? So then it turns into, how do we assess this? Or what does that look like? And parents are like, well, what does this mean when they go to high school? What's their GPA? So when we get rid of that, then we get rid of GPAs, and when we get rid of GPAs, then what are colleges using? So there has to be a happy medium, though, in there somewhere that tells the truth about where students are performing.
Right.
There does.
But then what part does the teacher play in that? Because that's a part that a lot of us want to skip over. What part does the teacher play in that?
So here's the truth. When, I don't know about you, but in my undergrad, nobody taught me about grades. Nobody taught me about grading.
A long time ago, but yeah, no, I don't remember doing it.
There was never a class that was about grading practices. No. And then even as we got into our practice, our educational practice, there's not really PDs that help you figure that out. It's just you talk to the teacher next door, or you figure out how it's supposed to look on your own. And it's really protected. One of the things I found is that teachers are protecting that because it's one of the few things in education that we can control.
Yeah, well, and we still, like, I don't know about everybody, but there's like, you have to have 9 grades at the end of 9 weeks. So then that puts pressure on you because now you're grading some stuff that you typically wouldn't grade. Or are the students ready to be graded? I mean, I'm introducing something to you, and then the first day I'm taking a grade because I need 9 grades, and it's 9 weeks, and that gets sticky.
Yep. So then it's like everybody's just like, I have to have a grade for grade's sake.
Yes.
So what does the research say about grades?
I could count on you to bring in some research.
Yes. It's my baby. So first of all, we'll talk about Ruth Butler. So she did some research in 1988. And her research, basically to sum it up, it says that students who received comments only improved more than students who received grades alone or grades with comments. So sometimes students look at the 72, which I've seen this, the bare minimum. If I got to get a C to pass, so I got that C. and they never look at anything else to see, well, how can I get better? How can I get the 80? How can I get the 90? How can I improve at where I am now?
That would be
Instead,
my
they
children.
look at the 70 and they're like, this is it. I've done it. I've arrived. What do you think about that?
I agree. First of all, any of us, when we have an evaluation, when our principals, assistant principals come in and they give us an evaluation, or they just come in, pop in, the first thing teachers say is, they ain't leave anything. They ain't leave me no notes. They ain't telling me what they were looking for. They ain't doing any of this. And so we want feedback so we know how to improve. If they just give me 3s and 2s, and I mean, I'm not as apt. Like, what do I do to get a 3? What do I do? You know that. Right. Same thing with the students. And then I have a son who's gifted. I have a daughter who's very smart. And they're I need a 72 to pass type. I'm going to do a 72 and I'm going to pass. So I really agree with Ruth. Shout out, Ruth.
Yeah. Shout out, Ruth. All right, Thomas Gusky. His research was a little bit more recent. His last was in 2015. And he is a man after my heart because he said the exact same thing that, or I said the exact same thing that he discovered in his research, which is that many teachers include effort, participation, attendance, behavior, homework completion. Not correct. Completion, just that you've done it.
Because teachers ain't grading no homework.
We're not grading homework, y'all. I don't know what they told y'all. Right. We ain't grading it. But that's what it is. So if a grade represents 5 different things, it's hard to know which one needs fixing. Like, as a parent, how do I help my child if the grade is an F, and is this a grade for math comprehension, for what they understood in math? Or is this grade based off of how much he got on his teacher's nerves?
Or if I had to come to open house.
Right. So
right.
If I didn't have a way up there, how did I get there?
Raise your hand if you've ever given points because somebody came to open house.
I did. I'm guilty. I'm sorry.
Very much so. And I'm the queen at giving something for participation.
Right.
That's not good, y'all.
It's not. But when you know better, you do better.
You do better.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for the research.
Yes. All right. Now, one of the things I love to do is read. I read a lot. I do.
Weird books, though.
I do read weird books. But I also read educational books, and I shared this one with you.
And I listen to it. It's
really?
audio, so I listen.
It's on audio. So
yes.
If you are not a sit-down read a book person, because teachers are busy people, right?
Right.
So if you have time, I would definitely. This book is called, and he's not paying me to share, but it's.
But you can pay us.
But you can, right? Reach out. Let me know. It's called Grading for Equity. It's written by Joe Feldman, and he argues that many of our grading systems measure much more than learning. So, and whether you agree or disagree with his recommendations, he gives a lot of recommendations on how to grade for equity, to actually give fair grades based off of what students know.
And this is the beginning of the school year, so it would be a great time to cop that book and listen to it.
Excellent time. So let's talk about a couple of things that he says, or some of the facts he says, major facts. Number 1 being that zeros have a disproportionate mathematical impact. So
I'm impressed you said disproportionate.
I did. I said it right. I'm so proud of you. All right, but it does. So think about this. I'm a student. I get 100 on one assignment, a 95 on another one, a 90 on another one, and then I have an off day. And either I didn't do my homework, I didn't do my assignment, or something happened, but I got a 0. So now my average is a 71. Not just a C, but a low C. So
right.
The range for failing is 6 times larger than every other passing category. So think about this. For an F goes from a 69 all the way to a 0. Every other grading category is just 10 points. To go from a B to an A, I just got to get 10 points. To go from a C to a B, 10 points.
10 points.
But to go from an F to a C, and depending on how low that F is, it may be impossible.
You might be where that like summer seal. What's a summer seal? What's that submarine thing that imploded?
Oh,
you'll be that low.
Yeah, I'd be low. I'd be lower than low, honey. So, but how? I mean, what do we do? I mean, how? with kids thinking about that, it's almost like the system is designed to make it impossible to get out of an F.
And my child, Joshua, I like to speak from experience, was that child because I remember him first in high school bringing his grades home and he had a bad grade, and he was like, but I passed all the tests. And he and I are going round and round. We go up to the school and he hasn't turned on any homework. He hasn't done any classwork, but he has passed every single test and he has an F in the class. And I have a problem with that if he knows the content, because what are we grading?
What does the grade represent? What is it for? My other issue with this is, like, for all the teachers who are like, nope, they earned a 16. What are they going to do for the rest of the year? Because there is literally nothing that child can do in the second, third, or fourth 9 weeks to pass your class.
If they make a 16, they have to make 100, which if they made a 16, it's probably impossible for them to make 100. And then if they even make 100, they're still,
Yeah, so
you
it's
got your behavior
like,
problem.
That is going to be your behavior problem for the remainder of the year. Just get ready. I'm just saying.
Yes.
So,
I'm going to let you finish with the data before I get on my soapbox.
Right.
So let's go.
All right. So then, second thing he shares is that behavior and academics should be reported separately. And again, that's something that we've discussed before. You know, it's with, you know, my behavior if I came into class late or I was talking after you said be quiet, then that's 10 points deducted from my assignment. So there has to be, or there should be a way, there is a way that we can report behavior separate from academics.
But you know what? And I'm going to keep it real. I've had teacher friends say, because I do a birthday thing, birthday special, I give a birthday bag. On their birthday, they get a birthday bag. Right. Even kids who I'm just like, don't want to give you a birthday bag, but I give them a birthday bag. And I've had teachers say to me, I wouldn't give him nothing. I wouldn't give him anything. So my thing is, how do I trust that you're not doing the same thing with these grades?
Yeah. I mean, and it's just a birthday bag.
It's a birthday bag.
Children are bags sometimes.
Right. But,
I mean,
but
the
they
nature.
all have a birthday.
Right.
That's one thing we can celebrate.
They do. All right. Third thing. Now, this one is a little bit more controversial. Even I was like, how did we make this happen?
Let's get in it.
But one of the things Joe Feldman says is that we need to allow reassessment.
Let's go.
So, does learning, one thing he says is, does learning have an expiration date? Which, of course, no. You can learn
I'm still learning some stuff now that I should have learned.
Right. But we are on a schedule. So, yeah, learning does not have an expiration date, but we got only different 9 weeks and the grades close.
They do. But some people don't get it now. They get it like what is the saying? If you don't get it in the rinse, if you don't get it in the wash, you'll get it in the rinse.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But one of the things he says is, rather than averaging every quiz forever, what he emphasizes is their most recent or final mastery. But still, that goes back to, what if they master it? What if it's a first 9 week skill, but they master it third 9 weeks? I can't go back and change that, right? So there's a time frame. I mean, there is a
time frame, but I know with our math program, shout out to our math program, they do have where they've aligned it where you'll see like this skill is being introduced here, but they're not supposed to master it until but we test on it then, right. But the mastery is not supposed to come. So that's part of what
we be then taking a grade for that?
We really shouldn't, but we do because we need 9 grades. So whatever I teach, I'm going to test on it, and I get that. But that goes into planning, though. So look how powerful it would be if we sat down together with our sequence, our course thing, and we said, oh, look, this is going to come back up in third 9 weeks. So we can get, we don't have to, they don't have to master it. We don't have to take a grade for it. But see, and that's the thing. That's why I like standard-based grading. Yeah. Because I like standard-based grading. But the key thing in that, though, is reassessing. How many people... shout out to Justice's second grade teacher at her elementary school. She had a business.
What's her name? We got to give her like a real shout out.
Her name is Miss
Can
yeah, she probably she didn't, I don't think she even teaches anymore.
Oh, no.
But her name was Miss Dubois. Because I
Yay,
wanted to
Miss
call her
Dubois.
Miss Du Bois, but it was Dubois.
Yay, Miss
But
Dubois.
let me say this about her. She was a teacher secondary. Like she had been in business. And then she came into, so she was really organized.
Right.
But she was a pro at, and I don't know how, and I wanted to emulate her all the time. But she was a pro at, they took an assessment, they did not pass it, and that they were able to retake it. And it was on their own. Like, I guess they told her when they were ready.
Oh,
she
wow.
would, but she was a pro at it. I don't know how she did it, how she managed it, but she did it. And
Miss
that,
Dubois, come back to teaching.
yes, come back to teaching. If y'all know Miss Dubois she was at Britt David.
Yay.
2nd grade, a long time ago. So, but
yes, come back.
shout
Miss
out to
Dubois.
her because she did this. But
And that's a hard thing to do, though,
It
especially
is.
when you're thinking about middle school. You have children.
Don't say middle school.
100, right? Yeah. You have 100 kids, and it can get overwhelming keeping track of who's where and who needs to retest and who doesn't need to retest. And
Yeah, it does.
it's a lot. So, which is why I think we should have more opportunities for grading PDs, more opportunity, less standards. I don't know. That's agreed upon, but yeah,
I don't think God agreed with you.
right. I think God was off of that one. But honestly, if we're being real about really grading and really being serious about what they know, we have to make sure we are monitoring specifics. Like, there shouldn't be 50 because that's impossible to do a standards-based report card on. And that's really what we had, right? Our standards-based report cards were pages long.
And they were this long on the,
It was like a scroll.
yeah, you had to, to put it in the
It
little
was
thing.
insane because there were entirely too many standards. So it was
And the
impossible.
parents didn't really, like, and that's the thing that parents understand an F.
Yeah.
A 60F, a 23F, they understand.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I say about a 60 and a 23 is that a 23 makes a parent matter.
Yeah.
But
but not only matter, but it also kind of gives you a feel. I mean, as a parent of a child who brought home an F, it gives you this feeling of hopelessness. Like, what do I do? How do I help?
not
Like,
to mention
there's
those
nothing
parents
left.
who do the work and get the F, then they feel even worse.
Yeah.
Okay,
'cause
that's
like, I got this
that's
F.
another podcast. So
Yes, definitely. But then, okay, last thing Joe talked about was, which we also kind of hit on, was bias. So I don't care who you are, you cannot get rid of bias, right? That's just one of we're humans, right?
right.
There are biases and unintentional, hopefully, that unintentionally influence our grading. Those things like participation, like, I know this kid is going to come in and he's going to answer all the questions, raise his hand, and I'm going to, when I grade his work, if he misses something, I'll be like, he might not have meant to do that. I think he was thinking this. You know what I mean? I've done that before.
Or arrogant. Oh,
Yeah.
He in class he knows it all, but on this paper he didn't. So
Right.
I've done where, like, with writing, where I've tried to, like, cover the name so that I don't, or we switch papers. I grade your kids' papers, you grade mine, so that we don't get to see the name. So I don't know that Daisha writes better than this. She was just having an off day. So yeah.
But then there's a lot of pressure with trading work, because then I feel pressure to do it on time.
And then I feel like Daisha
Like, I
just
gotta
doesn't,
grade this by
she
tomorrow.
doesn't know him. That's why she gave him this 2 in writing.
Right.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But cop the book, Grading for Equity
Mhm.
by Joe
Feldman.
It's
Joe
good.
Feldman.
And
It
it's a
is a
perfect
good
time. It's the beginning of the year, and it'll open your eyes to some things that you may be doing or you
Not doing.
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, but definitely read it. Take some time. So, what is the myth we're challenging? What are we challenging? Specifically, that grading currently provides a true picture of what students know.
Big myth.
Big myth. I don't care who you are, parents, teachers, whatever. That grade, you have to ask questions. As a teacher, you have to sit down and really ask yourself, is this grade a true reflection of what this child knows or what this child does in my classroom? Is this grade based off of compliance, or non-compliance? Is this grade based on how much I like this kid or not? And then go from there.
And that's one of the things that we ask too. And I don't know, I've heard different, people say different things, but if I have a child who has an A in my class consistently all year, when they take the standard-based test at the end, should they pass? If that's the case, if they're passing my class and I'm doing my best job teaching and they're not passing the test, we need to either evaluate the test, something's wrong, because these standards are what they're being tested on. So we have to, and I mean, I'm talking about an A in the class and then I'm way off. Like I'm not
a beginning learner.
Beginning learner. Yeah. So that's another thing.
Pay attention to that. Parents, if you're watching, that's something that you really should be paying attention to. If your child has consistently scored at the beginning learner category, or even developing, I argue that developing will get you to the next grade level, but developing is not on grade level. It is by definition developing grade level. So a lot of times that takes us back to that being happy with the C, right? So they think that that's the benchmark, and really it's just the minimum you got to get to the next level.
And then basically it's almost like I want parents to question the A too.
Yes.
Because it's like people are like, I'm giving them this F so the parent can look. But also there are some students who are, students to me, your child, they have an A,
beginning learners.
Right. So we challenging it all.
Right. Pay attention to those things, because there are the grades, I call it dirty data. That data in there is not always based on academics.
Right.
And as teachers, we have to be honest with ourselves, and we have to say, does this grade truly represent academics or too many other things?
And being honest with yourself does not mean that you're not a great teacher. Right. Just like being honest with yourself does not mean that you're not a great parent. It just means that you're reflective and you're going back and you're challenging some of we grow. I've been teaching 26 years. I am glad that I'm not the same teacher that I was, 2 years ago. So
right. Amen. Yeah. Amen. All right. So we wanted to, what did we agree on? So there are some things we disagree on. Yeah. Most things
surprise.
We do. I know. But there are most things that we kind of have a common feeling about. So commonly what we agree on is our current grading system is trash.
Trash.
It is not really, it's not really telling a true story. It's not equitable. And we really need to think about how to change it, how to adjust it so that it really tells a true, honest picture of what our students know and can do going into that next level.
And we're included in this. We're not excluded. We're included in this. We love our school district. We love we like a lot the people who call the shots. And so, we love the people that call the shots. But we all need to, we can't keep talking about it, which we'll always be talking about it. But I'd rather talk about it and have action to it than just talk about it and we're just talking about it to be talking about it.
Because at the end of the day, our whole purpose is to advocate for kids, right?
Yes.
And in order to do that, we have to have systems in place that can give them, because students who need the support aren't getting the support because they behave well.
Right.
And then students who are doing well, they end up they lose, when they were doing well, they start to have hopelessness and they don't go into the next level thinking that they can do well.
Right.
So we just want to make sure that we are all reflective about what we can do.
Yes. Yeah. Reflection.
So we asked you guys what your opinion was.
My favorite part. Yes. Okay, so we have, and I'm saying names on this. We did say that we were going to say this, say this part. But our girl, Vanessa Ellis, 0628, said all the other grade bands have 10 points between them. Why should an F be 69-0? All that room for children to fail is failing them. I think we should get rid of grades altogether and go standards-based. Either students can do what the standards say or they can't. So many kids pass because they do the work, not necessarily because they actually mastered the standards. Grades are used as rewards and punishments regarding work completion, not learning. Let's do a toast
Girl,
to that.
yes, toast to Vanessa because, amen, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. That is
Yes.
something that our whole episode, right? is basically
Yes,
been
I
about.
totally agree with that. So,
Yes.
and then we have Miss Bezio.
Mm-hmm.
My thoughts exactly. The parents never see it as an actual failing grade. Please let us give those babies the grade they deserve. We can always allow them to do something to earn extra credit.
So then my question is it assessing? Because again, extra credit isn't always the answer. So maybe we need to do the reassessment instead of extra credit. So let's think about reassessing instead of offering extra credit.
Right. Extra credit. Because I can make an F and then do all the extra credit. Because, you know, we all have those kids. It's the last day of grades and the 9 weeks. My son was saying, what can I do for extra credit? Well, it's too late.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
could have done regular credit.
And then our great red one Birch said, if we're in the education business, which we are, most of us, what are we teaching them when we give out a 60? That's a good question.
It is.
What are we teaching them when we give out a 60? We're teaching them, it's in my opinion, what are we teaching them when we give them a 23? That's my question. You failed a 23. I mean, it's not like if I have almost all my house note, I can say, I was close to having all my house note. I don't have it. My house goes into foreclosure, after a process. House goes into foreclosure. Same thing with the F. An F is an F is an F.
Always.
In my opinion.
But then not only that, a 60 says we think you can climb out of this hole. We're giving them an opportunity to. If we give them a 20, like I said, at the end of that 9 weeks, there is nothing they can do, which is why I really want to see South Carolina's data, like before and after, like how many kids passed and still went on.
Right. South Carolina, you on the clock.
You on the clock. We're going to be looking at y'all. We need to see the data after the fact.
Right. And then this is Brandon Brannigan, who is our number one supporter on Facebook. He's always coming with it. Yes. So he said it's both. I believe when we apply certain classroom management and teaching strategies, the majority of students will not be below this grade average. At the same time, there are often some students who fall below, and a mandatory 60 can have a negative impact as it lends the parents and at times students to believe that they can easily make up ground and don't have to apply themselves. So one of the things in here that was really that I heard loud was classroom management and teaching strategies.
Yes.
If a student, I don't know, it's just like my own children. If they're not doing something and I need them to do it and they're constantly not doing it, it falls on me. Like I feel like as a parent, I'm not doing a good job.
Right.
Same as a teacher. Mm-hmm. If they're making a 23,
what did I do?
Yeah, or what did I not do?
Right.
And I've had teacher friends who said, I taught it this way. If they don't get it this way, then because I'm teaching it. But there are so many other ways to teach.
And isn't it? And get on my soapbox, but isn't that the job though as teachers, right? To teach in the ways that our students can learn, because that's the whole point. We're in there.
Some of us just want to teach the way we learn. I learned it this way, so you should be able to learn this way. Or my children learned it this way. Or Jenny over there is learning it this way. You should be able to. And it's not the case. I have a daughter who is really good in math. Her favorite subject. She was in 4th grade learning multiplication. Standard algorithm. Out of 10 questions, she would get 8 right, which that's okay. Yeah. But she wanted to get them all right. We wanted to know, why are you missing these two? Right. So I taught her partial product. Yes. Thanks to you. I taught her partial product and she didn't miss anymore. To this day, she's 22. She's still doing partial product. Yes. But it wasn't that she couldn't learn multiplication. It's that she didn't learn standard algorithm. That wasn't her thing. But it doesn't matter. If you do partial product, a standard algorithm,
you got the answer.
And her teacher was a brand new teacher, so she didn't know about partial product. I think she had Justice actually show the class how to do, that or whatever. So like we have to look for different ways. Everybody doesn't learn. Yeah, everybody doesn't learn the same, and that's just how it is.
And
It's like that, and that's the way it is.
All right. So, we're at the end.
My favorite part.
Yes.
This is my favorite part.
Yes. This is the part where we give our fast take and the hard truth.
Hard truth.
Hard one, y'all. So I'll let you go first.
Okay.
You go first.
Okay, so my fast take is the only way a student should receive a 23. The only way they should receive a 23 is after a teacher has exhausted, and I mean exhausted, all avenues. I've done everything that I can do, and this student has a 23.
Absolutely.
And then we'll talk about what comes after that on another.
Yeah. All right, so my fast take, hard truth, is the biggest problem in our grading system isn't grade inflation. It's not the grade floors. It's that the grades don't tell the truth. Period. So whether you give them a 60 or not, whether you give them that 60 or that 23 or even that 90.
Right, okay.
What does it say? So when one grade, that 90 can represent academic performance, behavior, attendance, participation. We're making decisions. We're making academic decisions based off of dirty data.
Dirty Diana. No.
Yes, it's that dirty. So when we're doing that, number one, we can't decide whether or not a student needs additional support, whether they need an IEP because they're just so quiet and kind in class, or some students we put in PES because they understand the word, but their behavior is not desirable. So then their grades look low as well. So we assume that they're misbehaving due to academics, and sometimes it's not the case.
Exactly. I agree with you on that. So was that your hard truth?
That was my hard truth and my
Do
fast
my
take.
hard truth.
Do your hard truth.
Okay, so my hard truth, and this is gonna be a tough one for you all. What they say? I'll hold your hand when I say this. But I feel like my hard truth is I feel like teachers are just as accountable as the students that we complain about. So if you have a student and they have a 23, guess what, boo? That's on you too.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to put that on the shirt.
Yes.
Guess what, boo?
It's
That's on
on
you
you
too. Yes. So, I mean, teachers, I'm challenging you. It's the beginning of the year, first day of school for most of you. I'm challenging you. If you have a student, and then there's other things. If you have a student and they are making a 23 and you have exhausted everything, then we need to start SSTing. We need to start collaborating with somebody. And one that I don't like to do it either, but we need to start reaching out to the parents sooner. And I know what you're saying. I can hear y'all. Yeah. I can hear you. They got Infinite Campus. They can look on Infinite Campus as a grade. I put the grades in, but it's still your responsibility. I have Georgia Power, and I've come home before and my power was off because I forgot to pay the bill. They sent out an email. They sent out the bill. I didn't pay it. They turned it off. But had they called me, reminded me, talked to me about it, said something, maybe I would have paid it. But just emailing me, and that's not Class Dojo, that's not enough. We have to reach out to the parents.
And
speak to them. Tell them this is where your child is. This is what your child needs. This is the standard that we're working on. This is how I'm trying to help them. This is what you can do. And then if they don't do anything, that's on them, but you've let them know. You've covered the ground. You told them. So that's the hard truth. What did I say? It's on you too, boo.
Yeah, it's on you, boo.
It's on you too, boo. Boo. Yeah. So, yes.
Yes. All right, so before we end today's conversation.
Oh, it's got to end.
Girl, it's the end of our first.
We did it.
We want to leave you with a challenge. So whether you believe a student should earn a 30 or a 60, the only question you need to ask yourself is, what do your grading practices communicate to students and families?
Right.
did that 30 represent reassessment, reteaching,
Small group,
everything you could do? And is it just reflective of academics?
right?
So ask yourself that. It's the beginning of the year. It's a new you, new year, new you.
Yes, and we have some
Yeah.
students who this is going to affect too, because those of you who come in and you want to do extra credit, or you want to bring your parents to open house because your teacher says she's going to give you something, that this grade, you need to ask yourself, does this A that I have, does it reflect what I know, or did I do extra credit and did I bring my mom to open house?
Amen.
Yes. And that's the truth, in my opinion.